to do some things that you would like with your granddaughters?
Oh, it's two live in USA, San Antonio, and one live in Puebla, Mexico. And she's the 2 years old, 40, 14, and 15 years old.
Oh, they are nice, but they are not next to you. All right. Well, Carlos, thank you very much. Carlos, who's
You're
next?
welcome.
All right, who's next, Carlos?
Uh, Israel,
All right, thank
Israel
you.
Perez. See? Yes.
Okay, Israel Perez. Please, Israel, write for us in the chat if you don't have the microphone. And in the meantime, who's
Oh,
next?
next, Grisel is okay? No.
Yeah, she has already spoken. I guess she's Cecilia.
Cecilia is okay.
All right, thank you. Cecilia, hello, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Excellent. And so, Cecilia, we have already talked about what are your hobbies, but what about how often, how frequently you do them, and why? Do you have time?
Okay, I like to spend time with my family. It's one of the most important things for me. I can spend too much time because I am working, I'm studying, and it's difficult for me. But we spend time on weekend as many times as we can because my children are adults, and each one have their activities and ¿cómo lo digo? and sometimes we can not spend so much time together.
You don't coincide.
Yes.
That's it. Well, that's a pity, but yes, it happens most of the times. All right, Ceci, thank you very much. Please, beautiful people, tell me, is anybody missing? Somebody who didn't speak? Am I missing anyone? No? All right. Thank you very much. All right, you know what? The next question I want to talk to you about is this one. Hey, this thing doesn't respect me. I don't know what's happening with my computer. All right, here we are. Do you consider that making or having any hobby helps people to have to develop any skill? I mean, for example, people who play music are developing their brain, they are developing their motor, psychomotor abilities. People who play any sport are also developing some physical skills, mind skills. People who practice photograph, for example, are very sensitive, very observant, and so on. So, do you think that having a hobby makes you develop any skill? Carlos, for example?
Depend on I prefer the photograph. I don't sport. I don't have any sport. I no much physical.
All right, but Carlos, do you think that practicing photograph makes you develop any skill?
Oh yes.
For example?
le pone the picture is very interesting because uh, the graphic is in design and graphic is so excuse me. Mm. The pictures is very interesting because I I have a vision of the thing, and I uh, uh, capture this, and I uh, um, oh, it's very complicated for me.
No,
This
it's okay. Don't worry.
sorry.
No, it's okay. You know what? The objective for this class is that you can practice, that you can feel confident, and that you can ease that nervousness you have when you're
Yeah.
speaking. So feel,
Oh, yes.
yeah, it's okay. Feel free to speak. You know, this is a class. This is a conference.
But el sonido está yendo. Sorry.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it is the page, or I don't know. Maybe it is the internet connection.
Yes. Maybe it rain here, and I don't know what is that.
All right, don't worry. All right, so Israel wrote, teacher, in my time, I like to help my mom in different activities. And in occasions, I like to listen music and go out with my girlfriend. Israel, thank you very much. That was a very good participation. You know what? Here we have also Miriam Moreno. Miriam, how are
Hi, teacher. Good night. Good evening.
you? Good evening. How are you?
Fine, just fine. Thank you. I hope that you are okay. Hello, everybody. This is Miriam. I have some problem with my internet connection too.
Yes.
It is unstable. It is failing, but no problem. I am here. I am. I am listening to you. I don't
Excellent.
know what are you talking about, teacher. Can you tell me, please?
Oh, yes, of course. Miriam, we are talking about our hobbies, and we are talking also about who we are, what we do, how often do we practice our hobbies, and if we think that practicing any hobby makes people to develop any skill, any ability that we can practice by our hobbies.
Okay. Well, one of my favorite hobby, I think, is listening to classical music, teacher, because most of the time, I don't know, I am, sometimes I get upset easily, really. Sometimes I am really, really intolerant. So I don't, I don't understand why, but that's why I like listening to classical music. No, and I like reading, of course, about psychology, and I like watching several films. I don't know. I don't have some special films. I like watching every kind of of films.
Of films. Hey, that's great. And do you consider that some of the activities that you do help you to develop any skill, any ability? For example, what you said about listening to music, I guess that people who listen to music are more sensitive and are better for listening to others. But I don't know what you think about it. Yeah, all right. So Miriam, who do you want to listen to? Who's next?
I am here one more time. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. So, Miriam, who's next?
Okay, who is next? I think the teacher who is touching his head. Fernando Rojas.
Fernando. All right, Fernando, we listen to you.
Hi, teacher. Hi, everybody. I think the sports are healthy and give you skills for practice, for skills for ability, and separate of that is healthy. It's healthy for the persons. About me, I like to swim, but I don't have time to do that.
Oh, yes, that's it. But you know what? Swimming is a very good exercise. You're right. And it helps people to develop many abilities. Thank you very much, Fernando. Okay,
Thank you to you, teacher. Thank you.
All right, Fernando, tell me who's next.
I'm for Flor Fuentes.
Thank you very much. Flor, we listen to you. Flor, hello, don't be shy.
Okay, yeah.
That's her ability teacher because he is really shy.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So, Flor, do you consider that having any hobby makes you develop any skill or that helps?
Oh, yes.
Yes, for example?
Yes, I think the practice many activities is benefit for the health for the people because reduce the stress enjoy practice these activities with another people. And in my case, I like very much sing. I think it's I feel very good when I am singing.
Hey, that's it. Hey, that's beautiful. I didn't know that you sang.
Oh,
All right. So, Flor, please tell me, who's next?
It's Alicia.
All right, thank you. Alicia, we listen to you. Alicia, hello.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. All right, maybe she's having problems with her microphone. You know, sometimes it's a little difficult to get used to it. But anyway, who's missing? Sometimes I skip people because I forget who participated, but you can raise your hand. There's a function to ask for the word. So if you want to speak, do it voluntarily, raise your hand.
Yes, I understand, teacher.
Yeah, all right. So, you know what? The next question is this. For me, it is very interesting to read about health, and I have read that whenever we do something that we like, our brain produces serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine, and those substances helps brain not only to be happy, but also to be healthy. Our body enjoys or what we do, and it is harmonious. So we don't have many diseases because we are happy. What do you think about it? Do you consider that it is true, Carlos?
Yes, yes, I consider it, and that is true.
And what do you do for being happy?
Oh, my life is happy. It's all time is happy.
Excellent. And what is the activity that makes you happier?
Mm. Work, mm, work, and it's a relation with my family. Um, read, read books, many books. Um, it's all all my activities are my happy.
Excellent. That's pretty good. Okay. And who do you want to listen to? Now let's share our secrets for happiness.
Oh, mm, last,
Yeah, who's next?
last, Alicia.
All right, thank
Okay.
you. Alicia, can you
Oh,
speak?
oh. Uno, dos, tres,
Hello.
cuatro.
Hello.
What is the question?
The question is this. Do you consider that some of the activities you do as a hobby helps you to be happy in any way?
My activities. ¿Qué será? The more time I am working, my job, I run in the morning when I can go in my day of relax
Hey,
of the
that's
working.
Alicia, please, could you talk to us who you are and what you do, where you are from, where you work?
My work is supervision, and I work 6 days of the week.
6 days a week.
Of week.
And where do you live?
I live in the Estado de Mexico.
Oh, yeah. All right. Pretty good. And do you consider that the activities, for example, running, makes you happy?
Yes.
All right. Pretty good. Alicia, who's next, please? Who do you want to listen to?
I don't understand.
Who's the next person to speak? Whose turn is it?
No entiendo.
¿Quién sigue? ¿Quién quieres que siga?
De todos los que están aquí en la lista,
Ajá, yes.
Uno, dos, tres,
tengo
cuatro,
una
cinco,
pregunta,
seis.
Miss. Yo veo, bueno, a Fernando Rojas y a Flor Fuentes los veo por la camarita, pero veo sus imágenes.
Bueno, te explico. Hay personitas que no quieren que se vea su imagen, entonces apagan la cámara. Por ejemplo, para mí es más importante que pongan atención en la presentación que en mi imagen. Yo siempre dejo mi cámara apagada. Hay quien dice, pues yo quiero que me vean, yo quiero interactuar de manera visual también, dejan su cámara prendida. Por ejemplo, aquí tú tienes tu cámara prendida. Se supone que podemos, sí te puedo ver. En un momento dado tú no quieres que te vean, por alguna razón, puede ser incluso por privacidad, puedes apagar tu cámara y no creo que alguien se pueda sentir ofendido, ¿no?
No, ¿y cómo la apago?
Dale clic al icono de la camarita.
¿De
Así
verdad
como
que no la veo?
¿no?
No sé dónde está.
Hay funciones. It's okay, Grisel. Fíjate, vamos a ver esa parte. Hay unos puntitos arriba, hay unas funciones que tú puedes manejar y está la camarita, dice iniciar video y tiene también el audio. Si tú quieres que no te oigan ahorita o quieres, por ejemplo, están viendo la tele en tu casa, se oyen tus niños, etcétera, pues puedes cerrar tu micrófono, puedes apagarlo, le das clic al micrófono y se apaga. A la camarita igual. Si le das clic a la camarita, se prende o se apaga. Entonces,
Bueno,
sí,
si quieren sigamos, porque no sé dónde está.
sí,
Me tendrán
no,
que ver.
como tú gustes, de hecho es opcional. Insisto, en mi caso, por ejemplo, no me gusta aprenderla porque yo creo que de mi parte puede ser un tanto una distracción, pero sí, hay quien la deja prendida. Yo pocas veces los veo porque como pongo el chat abierto, el chat
Ujú.
tapa todas las imágenes. Entonces, aunque esté su cámara prendida, pues yo no los veo. All right.
Ya.
Ok. Y otra, hay veces que, por ejemplo, estamos en una conversación familiar y de repente tenemos nuestro micrófono prendido y pues aquí se escucha todo lo que dicen en tu casa. E incluso a veces se escucha el señor de los tamales,
Los
el
niños,
agua,
la
los...
mascota.
Ajá. Una vez nos tocó en una clase escuchar al señor peleándose con la señora y lo que hice fue de, oh my, pues mejor cerré su micrófono. Yo puedo cerrar los micrófonos de ustedes. En caso, por ejemplo, de que estén muy, muy ruidosos sus micrófonos, los cierro para que podamos escuchar a los demás.
Ok.
Entonces, sí, a veces si luchan por abrir su micrófono y no se puede, es porque yo lo cerré porque se oye mucho ruido. Ya cuando veo que quieren hablar, lo abro.
Muy bien. Thank you,
All right.
teacher.
Thank you very much. All right. So, you know what? We were talking about, yes, what are the benefits for doing some hobbies? Who wants to speak voluntarily? Voluntarios o víctimas? Volunteers or victims?
Victims.
All right, victims. Grisel, we listen to you.
Okay, I think when we do a exercise or a sports and we enjoy it, it's you it it I know it, it can develop the happiness in a person. I think.
That's it. You're right. Yes, excellent. Anybody else's opinion about that? ¿Alguien más? Any other opinion? Voluntarily.
Uh,
Victim mejor.
okay. The question was, sorry.
If you consider that the activities you do can provide you from any happiness or maybe the
Yeah.
development of any skill.
Oh, my teacher, I can hear you.
Oh my, I'm sorry. Yes, I meant if you consider that the hobbies you have can develop any skill in you or can provide you some happiness. Miriam? Hello, can you listen to me, everyone? Hi, could anybody listen to me?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
I can hear you.
Excellent. All right. So you know what? I am going to talk to you about something that happened to me time ago. When I was a little girl, my father, who was a musician, taught me how to play the guitar. But you know what? I was 4 years old. And so the guitar was extremely big, and my little tiny fingers were not enough for playing the strings, and it was extremely painful and heavy for me. So I didn't like to play the guitar. So I consider that I was too small. I was 4 years old. My father was a musician, and he thought that it was time for me to learn how to play the guitar. So when he saw that I really disliked to play the guitar, he stopped teaching me. But whenever I was 10 years old, he told me, all right, now it's time for you to learn how to do it. And for me, it was extremely horrible. I really disliked to play the guitar. Unfortunately for me, there was a group at school, the Estudiantina, and so my father obligated me to enter to the Estudiantina, and I suffered so much. I didn't like to go. But guess what? Thanks God, a motivation came to my life. There was a beautiful blonde, blue-eyes boy in the Estudiantina.
Oh my God.
And so, you know what? I was 10 years old, but I wanted to impress the boy. So I really practiced and practiced. So I played the guitar beautifully. So very soon, I really developed my skills, and I started playing so nice. And suddenly I forgot the boy because he didn't develop his skills. I saw that he didn't play the guitar very well, and I was not interested in him anymore. He lost me. Poor boy. But you know what? That was my motivation. And so sometimes motivation makes people to do a lot of progress in some things. So Alicia, do you have any motivation, for example, to speak English?
My motivation is um, have a better job and can understand better the language.
Hey, that's great. All right, Alicia, thank you very much. Anybody else, Alicia? Who's next? Who's your victim?
Teach. Okay. Me.
Fernando.
All right.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Okay, I want to tell you that my motivation to learn English is because now I'm living in the United States. So I am immigrant worker. So I have a problems with the language when I go to the store. So I'm trying to learn it. That is my motivation.
Wow, that's pretty good. Thank you, Fernando. That was a very nice experience for us because, well, it is something so strong. Whenever we don't have the way to have communication, sometimes we feel desperate.
Yes, it is.
So you can feel in disguise because of that. Pretty good for you, Fernando. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Fernando, who's next?
Let's go again with Floor.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Fernando.
You're welcome, Floor.
Well, my motivation for study English is I like to understand the movies or the songs, and maybe and because I like to study a master degree in another country.
Hey, that's great. Flor, pretty good. All right, thank you. Flor, who's next?
Okay, Carlos Rodriguez.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Flor. My motivation to speak English is because I I want speak with my granddaughters. These two granddaughters is living in USA, and obviously speak very very well English because she born them.
Hey, that's great, Carlos. Thank you very much. All right, Carlos, who's next?
The next, excuse me, Cecilia.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. It's very simple. I like to learn English because I like it, and that's my motivation.
Hey, that's great. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
So, Ceci, please, who's next?
Okay, maybe Israel.
All right, thank you. Israel wrote, my motivation to speak English is to be more prepared in work and have more opportunities. Excellent, pretty good. Israel, who's next? You know what? In the meantime, when Israel chooses, I would like to tell you also, I have heard that whenever we have a motivation, it is easier for us to get a goal. For example, when children play video games, they learn pretty well, pretty easily, and very quickly because of their motivation that it's to keep on playing and to get more goals in video games. And so that's why they like to do it. They are long to play and they uh, automatically learn. And so, yes, motivation is very important. All right, Israel doesn't have any choice, but any volunteer who wants to participate? Miriam, do you want to tell us your motivation?
Yes, teacher. Yes, of course. Well, I think my motivation is myself. Myself because I would like to speak fluently, okay, and understand what the movies are talking about. Is talking about, no.
Hey,
Some
that's wonderful.
really it's wonderful. I would like to watch the movies, but without class up in Spanish. No, no, no. I don't like that. But sometimes I really I feel very very frustrated because I can understand some speech, and it's really frustrated for me. And even some songs. Okay, and I sometimes I listen to the radio, some news in the radio, and I would like to understand everything that the people talk about. But I can. It's sometimes it's really difficult for me. And of course, I would like to to to, to be a better teacher.
Oh, yes, of course. All right, thank you, Miriam. You know what? I would like to tell you also something. I would like to share an experience with you. Some years ago, a couple of years ago, I was sent to the University of Indiana. Uh,
Okay.
I remember that I could speak fluently to the provost, to the principal of the university. I could also speak so fluently with the director of the program. And so I didn't have any problem about it. But guess what? Whenever I tried to speak to the driver of the shuttle, whenever I try to speak with the employees in the cafeteria or the people in Walmart, for me it was extremely difficult because academic English is one, and everyday English is another. It's something similar to Spanish. Spanish, whenever we talk with a person in a university or in a school, with a teacher or with a manager in a company, of course, we have to be very clear. Of course, we have to be very accurate. But whenever we hear people in the subway, for example, it's extremely different. So sometimes
Yes.
to manage all of the expressions, all of the accents. And so it doesn't mean that you don't know how to speak English. It means just that language is difficult because of the expressions that people use. For example, time ago, I was with my kids in the preparatory school, and they told me, teacher, how do you say cámara? And I said, oh, camera. Oh, thank you. Teacher, how do you say llanta? And I said, llanta. Oh, tire. Oh, thank you. And then they said, camera of tire. Oh my goodness. And I said, no, no, no. They used to say, yes, teacher, for if the flies. No. So por si las moscas, no. So
Camera flies, okay.
yeah, so they tried to translate some of the expressions, some idiomatic expressions. And guess what? There are some idiomatic expressions that are regionalist. For example, they are not the same in Mexico City than in Guadalajara, than in Zacatecas, and with English it happens the same. I remember that time ago a student of mine, he was coming from Durango, and some of them here in Mexico, they used to say, no manches. And in Durango, they say, no se la bañe. And I said, what? What are you talking about? With English, it happens the same. It's kind of like the same thing. So don't you worry so much if you don't understand perfectly everything. It is a question of use, of custom. And
Yes, that's it.
And even whenever you are a native speaker, you have the same problem. Even into Mexico, whenever they say, whenever they say something new for us, we say, what are you talking about?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and now children, for example, they invent some words, some expressions that sometimes are really difficult for us to understand. The new words they said, you are my crush. And I, you are my what? Crush, my love. Yes,
my crush, yeah.
And I said, oh, I don't know how to speak Spanish.
Yes, teacher. Yeah.
Yeah,
but there are a lot of new words or phrases, no?
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, because I think American people are just too lazy to speak.
Yes.
That's why I see the reductions.
Yeah, that's it. They reduce a lot. And you know what? As in United States, for example, no, it is a place where there are many people from everywhere. And so
yes, that's it.
Everybody have different expressions, and they integrate also those expressions in the language, in everyday language. And so sometimes they are new for us. For example, somebody told me one day, bomboclat. And I said, what? And my sister explained me, that's because he's a Jamaican person. And in Jamaica, bomboclat is a very common expression. And I said, all right, but what does it mean? And she said, I don't know. Sometimes whenever you are angry, it means something. Whenever you are happy, it means the opposite. Whenever you are worried, it means that you are nervous. And I said, oh my. Uh, yeah. So those are some apports of other cultures to English.
Yes, different culture, teacher. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a salad. Like
Salad, yes.
yeah, a linguistic salad.
Yes, in fact, here in Mexico, Spanish is not the original that we use it.
Oh
No,
no,
it's because the original language here in Mexico it was Nahuatl. No, but
that's
when
it.
Canada, the Spanish people arrived, everything changed. No, so that's why our language is not. It it doesn't have an origin. I think.
Yeah, that's it. And even in Spanish, the way we speak Spanish is different from the way our grandparents or great grandparents used to talk. We used to speak.
Yes,
So
that's it.
yeah, somebody told me that grammar is changing, idioms are changing, and sometimes
Okay.
they change faster than the grammar books or faster than vocabulary books. So it is very difficult to update material as soon as the language changes.
Yes, that's it, teacher. I agree with you.
You know what? I'm going to give you a piece of advice for everyone. Something so good for having a good listening practice also is to listen to TED Talks. I'm going to write it on the chat. TED Talks. TED Talks, it's a page for conferences.
Okay.
But those conferences are in different versions of English.
Yes.
For example, there are Chinese people speaking about any topic, African people talking about
I
any other
am
topic.
losing my red, teacher. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I am losing my red.
It's okay, Miriam, don't worry.
No, it's not okay. I really was upset because this is frustrating because I really want to practice my English, but the red is net is really obsolete, I think.
Oh my. So don't worry. Just as I told you before, try to listen to TED Talks. Go to YouTube, and in YouTube,
Yes.
look for TED Talks. You are going to find many different conferences, so interesting, all of them. And they
Yes.
manage different speakers, native speakers.
Yeah.
So,
Teacher, what do you think about what do you think, what is the most difficult English? Which country or
well, about the accent, Irish people,
the accent?
Jesus Christ, Irish people or Congolese people are really difficult to understand more than British people and more than or Chinese people. Sometimes Chinese people speaking English, it's a pain in the neck. But
Pain in the neck, yes, of course.
yeah, they are so difficult. But anyway, some of them are very good speaking English also. Not everybody. I shouldn't generalize. All right. Well, I don't know if you want to say anything else. Anybody who has a comment? No, nobody? All right. Well, I would really like to thank you for your attendance. Thank you very much for your opinions. It was so interesting for me tonight. And so, well, thank you very much. Good night, everyone. And see you next Tuesday. All right?
All right,
Thank
teacher.
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Good
you.
night.
All
Good
right.
night,
Good
teacher.
night, everyone.
Goodbye. See you.
Goodbye,
Goodbye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. How are you today? Can you listen to me?
Yes, of course. Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
All right. It's pretty nice for me to be working with you. So welcome. Jay, Isabel, what's your name, please?
J. Isabel.
Jay Isabel. Are
Yes.
you Jose Isabel?
Yes.
Oh,
But it's not Jose is not my name. My
ah,
name is like that is J. Isabel.
Jay Isabel. Hey.
Yes.
And how
Very
do
well.
you pronounce it?
In Spanish,
Yeah.
J. Isabel.
Hey, that's it. Very good. So whenever somebody tells you, hey, what's your name? You say, my name is,
I prefer to use my last name.
uh,
It's Licona. Everybody knows me like Licona.
oh, great. Well, however you may like, we are going to name you. So if you prefer we tell you Licona, it's okay.
Yeah, it's better. I will change next class.
It's okay, don't worry.
Okay.
All right, so please, Licona, talk to us about yourself, who you are, what you do, where you are from, and where do you work?
Okay. I'm living in Tijuana. And I am 51 years old. I'm born in Hidalgo State. I lived 20 years in Estado de Mexico. In Tijuana, I have been living by 30 years about. And I am a student at UNADM,
Excellent. What do you study?
de energías renovables.
Hey, great. Thank you very much. All right, Licona, please tell us who's next. Who do you want to listen to?
Oh, let me see. Let me see. Yvette.
Yvette, thank you very much.
Oh my God, why me?
Okay.
Hello, everyone. How are you? How's it going?
Everything is okay. Yvette, please talk to us
Yes.
about yourself. First of all, what's your last name?
Okay. My last name is Alvarez.
All right, thank you.
Alvarez Barragan.
Álvarez Barragán?
Yes.
And tell us, what do you do? Where do you live? What do you study?
Okay, perfect. Okay. Well, my name is Yvette. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Michoacán, but I was living for more than 8 years in Colima because there I studied customs and international trade. Then, actually, I'm living in Guadalajara. And actually, I'm working too here in Guadalajara. And I'm studying in UNADEM, but it's my second career, and it's nutrition.
Hey, that's great. Thank you very much. All
You're
right,
welcome.
Yvette, who do you
Yes.
want to listen to?
What? What? Please?
Yeah,
I
who's
didn't
next?
listen.
Who's next? Who do you want to?
Okay. Okay. Let me see. I want to hear about Lourdes.
You, okay, Lourdes, we'll listen to you.
Good night.
Hello, good night. How are you?
Fine, thanks. I'm Lourdes Guerrero.
Okay.
I live in Morelia, Michoacán.
Oh.
We are in the same state. I teach math in the UNADM, in the mathematics education career. This is the first time I studied English by this medium. What do you want to know about me? What else?
Well,